Hi, and welcome back. I'm so glad you joined me today. We're here to learn our letters and our letter sounds, and to also learn all about whatever animal cheer we learn, to learn about that animal as well. So let's begin. Do you remember what letter we're on? Let's take a look. Last we were on the letter N. Do you know what comes after N? The letter O. That's right. And O looks like a circle. The capital is bigger and the lowercase is smaller. They're both just a circle. And O says ah. Remember how I said before? It sounds like what the doctor might say when they look in your throat. They say ah. And you say ah, and they can see down your throat. That's the sound O makes. And here we have an animal that starts with an O, an octopus. And every letter, remember, has a sign language that goes with it. And O is pretty easy because you just make the letter O with your hand. You make a circle. You bend your fingers and you bend your thumb up to meet them. And that makes the letter O. And that is a sign language for the letter O. So let's look and see what animal we have that starts with an O. It's not an octopus. Can you think of another animal that starts with the letter O? It has a really long neck. It's a very big bird. It's an ostrich. Let's get ready for the letter O cheer. His name is Oliver. Oliver starts with an O too. Oliver Ostrich. Remember, you hear that ah sound at the very beginning. This is his cheer. O, ah for Oliver Ostrich. Odd, October, that's a month in the year. And oxygen, that's what you breathe in into your lungs. Octopus and occupy. Occupy means to just be somewhere. I'm occupying this stool right here. That means I'm on the stool. You can occupy your house by being in it. Occupy just means being in or on something. O, ah for Oliver Ostrich. And that's his cheer. That's O for Oliver Ostrich. Let's look in our book of ABCs and see things that start with the letter O. The letter O has two sounds. It has a long sound of O and a short sound of ah, and we're going to study the short sound of ah. But there are some pictures here that have the long O sound of O, like oak tree, orchid, oyster, orange. Let's do a couple of the short ones, the short ah sound. That would be ostrich, octopus, olives, otter. Those are some of the ah sounds that we're looking for. Let's close the book and see if you can remember anything that starts with the letter O. Let's see what we're going to write the letter O words on. It's a black olive. Olives can be green or black. Maybe you like to eat them. And let's think of some O words. The olive has a big O and a small O. See those two O's? Those are for olive. Let's see. What's that sea creature that has 8 arms? An octopus. Octopus starts with the letter O. What else? There's another creature that loves to slide down the riverbank and swim in the rivers. An otter. Otter also starts with the letter O. Those are 2 animals. Let's see, what is that month that Halloween is in? And we carve pumpkins and it's during the fall. October. And we're going to make a big O because October has a big O at the beginning of it. October starts with O. And this last one, let's do one more animal. It's the one we're learning about. Do you remember Oliver? What kind of animal is he? Right, an ostrich. We're going to write ostrich for our last O. Now we have a few words that start with the ah sound. Now next, we're going to rainbow write. Here's the letter O. And remember, I said it's like a big circle. So you start at the red dot and you just make a circle around. And this one, you start at the small circle. You start at the red dot and you make a circle around that too. They're exactly the same. One's just bigger and one is just smaller. And you can do this on a piece of paper. You can do it in a notebook if you would like. You can have a grown-up draw the letter so that you can trace it. Remember, we call it rainbow writing because we do it with several colors. And I had my preschoolers pick at least 3. Some of them like to do lots more than 3, and you're welcome to do that. Today, we're just gonna do 3 colors. Do you know what this first color is? Orange. Let's start at the red dot, and we're gonna go around and make a big circle. And for the small O, we're gonna start at that red dot and go around and make a small circle. And that says ah. Now let's do another color. That's brown. Let's start at the dot and go around and make a big circle for the big O. And for the little O, we start at the red dot and we make a small circle. Now we'll do it one more time and we'll say the letter and the letter sound. That's the color gray. We'll start here and we'll say oh, ah, oh, ah. And then we'll say oh, ah, oh, ah. And that's called rainbow writing. Now we're going to turn our O over and we're going to think of something that starts with the letter O. Let's see. I sure do like drawing circles, don't I? I find that easy to do. That's why I like to draw circles, because that's not hard for me. So let's think of a circle thing that starts with an O. I bet you can guess what I might draw that's black. It could also be green. That's a clue. I'm gonna draw an olive and I'm gonna make it black. There's my black olive, and sometimes they have a little hole in them that you can see in your olive. So that's a black olive, and I'm gonna write the word olive. You can have a grown-up write whatever you drew, write the word for it next to it. That is an olive. And I drew olive for the letter O. You can draw anything you want. It doesn't have to be an olive. It can be anything you'd like to draw. Next, let's learn about ostriches. Remember how I would teach my preschoolers all about whatever animal we were learning, and then they would remember things and tell me what they remembered, and we put a book together about what they remembered so we could teach other children. And this book is called Children on Safari, and it's all about animal facts, and it starts with alligators and ends with zebras. And it's really interesting because the preschoolers wrote this. This is what they told me all about ostriches. And once you learn some of these things, I'm not reading all of them, just a little bit, you can share this information with your friends and family too and teach them about ostriches. Okay, Jack said they are the heaviest birds. They can run fast, but they can't fly. Claire said they're as tall as your ceiling. Eliza said the dads are black and the moms are brown. Andy said they have very big eyeballs. Henry said they live where it's dry with not much water in Africa. Gwyneth said they can go for a long time without getting any water. Emma said they get water from plants. Colson said they eat plants and bugs. Cole said they can run as fast as your car. Wow, that's pretty fast. We read about another animal who could do that before too. Campbell said they lay the very biggest eggs. Sway said they keep their eggs warm. Estelle said the mommy lays the eggs and sits on them during the day, and the daddy sits on the eggs at night. They take turns. That's so nice to help keep their baby eggs warm. Millen said the baby cracks the eggs open. They use their beak to crack it open. And Henry said they can have 8 babies at a time. That's a lot. And Declan said their babies are called chicks. Just like lots of bird babies are called chicks. And here's a kind of fun picture of some ostriches all together. It looks like they like to hang out together. They have very long necks, don't they? And they don't fly. They can just run very fast, like one of the preschoolers said, as fast as a car. So that's some interesting information about ostriches. Now that we've learned about ostriches, you can, after the video is over, do what I did. I went and looked around my whole house. O was kind of hard, and found things that start with the letter O. And you can do that in your home or in your classroom once this video is finished. So I have my bag of things, and I'll try and give you some clues. This one is an animal, and it has 8 arms and lives in the ocean. An octopus. This is a play octopus, and that's what they look like. They don't have any bones. They are very squishy. This next thing is something you eat, and it's small and black, and my kids used to put them on their fingers because they have little holes in them, and then eat them off their fingers. Do you know what I'm talking about? Olives. This is a can of olives. Olive starts with the letter O. This is not a real one. This is a pretend one that I'm going to pull out. It is a vegetable, and it is called an onion. Onions, when you cut them, sometimes they make you cry because they have some stuff in them that makes your eyes water. But onions, some people cut up and put in food. That's an onion. My next thing is made from olives, and it is oil, olive oil. See the 2 O's? Olive oil. And olive oil is made from olives. And now the next thing I brought in is so big that I put it off here, and I'll pull it in. My preschoolers used to use this when they played with their trikes in the backyard. And this they will recognize. This is a big stop sign, but I pulled it out because of the shape of the stop sign. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. Do you know what an 8-sided shape is called? It's called an octagon, kind of like an octopus has 8 legs. An octagon has 8 sides, and all stop signs are octagons. You can teach your mom and dad that information. They will think you're so smart. So let's put that back off. That's our stop sign, or our octagon. So now we've learned things that start with the letter O, and that's something you can go find things that start with the letter O at your house too. Thank you for joining me today. Next time you come back, we will be done with the letter O and moving on to the next letter. Do you know what letter comes after O? Let's look. After O comes P. P, P. That's like you're popping. Your mouth goes P. And that is the letter P sound. Try and think of what letter might start with the letter P. It'll make you say P, P at the very beginning. There are a few animals that start with the letter P. So let's see if you can guess the right one. Thanks again for joining me. I love being here with you. I love spending time together. I love teaching you about letters and letter sounds and about animals too. And I hope you join me next time for the letter P. Until then, we'll see you later. Bye.